I've been told that to get a PhD requires at least a little bit of masochism. You hold two of them. Is that an accurate statement?
I think so. I think absolutely it's a true statement. Or a little bit of insecurity.
Which one did you get first? What made you get it? And then why'd you go back for another?
The PhD that I got first was in education, and that was leadership, in educational administrative leadership, and that's because I decided to become an administrator. And I felt like I am very, very much into children, and I felt like I wanted to know as much as I possibly could know, not about children and about teaching, but also about teaching teachers. And so that's why I went for my first doctorate. And the second one is because I traveled throughout the world working with children, and particularly in refugee camps in war-torn countries. Because I've always been interested in other cultures, I decided to go back for my degree in anthropology, and it is cultural anthropology.
Why have you focused on children who've been traumatized internationally? Why has that been a major focus for you personally?
Mainly because I've always been interested in working with children who hurt, or children with problems, and so I've worked with them here too as a teacher, as a brand new teacher. In fact, my book that just came out is all about that. It's about working with children who have particular problems. And so it's not just internationally, it's nationally too, because I've worked all over the United States with children, exceptional children, aggressive learners, because I believe so much in teaching and what we do to make a better world through our children.
What do we need to know about these special needs children? I assume when you say aggressive learners, you mean someone who exhibits violence from time to time.
Yes, in the schools, yes.
Okay. Not someone who's a voracious learner.
No, absolutely not. Just the opposite, yes.
So what is it that we need to know about them?
We need to know that all children can learn, and people say that, but every individual is an individual, and they require tailored, or they require you to know their story. And so, I told you how much interested I am in art, and art is just very, very much a part of me. So I truly believe that we are all artists, and if you can find that divine creativity in children, because it's there, we just simply have to acknowledge it and allow it. But we are very interested in curriculum, and we're good at that. But we are teaching human beings, and somehow we forget the humanity part of it. Those children need us to recognize and realize, and we have to come from a different perspective. Some children will learn in spite of teachers, and some because of teachers and because of your style of teaching. And most of them will learn because you recognize them as human beings. If we listen to the stories of children, which really is to say, if we understand what their learning patterns are, what their learning modalities are, and we teach accordingly, and then we're going to have children who are, and not teaching just because a child likes something. It's more than that, and I'm sure that's not what you're saying either. But I think that you and I are saying the exact same thing. In terms of keeping children in school, I've had two different experiences about that, of course. Do we pass them on when they are not ready to be passed on? I have to ask, what does readiness mean? Is it an academic readiness? Because I've seen young children who just don't have the social skills to succeed, and thus they fail. But in general, I think you and I are on a accord.